Okay, so welcome back to eighth lecture on heat transfer, and today we'll be continuing with the problems on double pipe heat exchanger. So in the last class, we had solved a double pipe heat exchanger problem where uh, water was flowing in the inner tube and benzene was flowing in the annulus, and our target was to cool the benzene from uh, temperature was 75 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius, and we were doing it with the help of water, which was coming at 20 degrees Celsius and exiting at 30 degrees Celsius. So we started our problem by calculating the heat duty first. So this was the first target of the problem. The second step, or the second what I can say. Okay, the second step in the problem is to calculate the, or to know if we have all the flow rates or not. So in the problem, the flow rate for water was missing. So we calculated flow rate for water using the heat duty. Once we know all the four temperatures, that is the inlet temperatures for benzene and the benzene and water, and outlet temperatures for benzene and water, and both the flow rates, we then proceed to our calculations for U, which is overall heat transfer coefficient. For calculating U, we saw that there are three terms that we need to calculate: the film resistance of the inner fluid, film resistance of the outer fluid, and the thermal conductive resistance of the pipe. The last one is pretty much straightforward, but for the first two terms, the film resistances, we need to calculate the heat transfer coefficient H for both the fluids, for which we need to calculate Reynolds number and Prandtl number, because we have already discussed that H is a function of Reynolds and Prandtl number. We kind of solved the problem, understood various steps involved, small terminologies that come into picture. What is hydraulic diameter? What is the diameter for heat transfer? Which has to be used in Nusselt number? This has to be used in Reynolds number. Reynolds number and Nusselt number. Never ever do a mistake like जल्दबाजी में मैंने इधर का diameter उधर डाल दिया. You will completely go wrong after that. Then we saw कि सब तो कर लिया, but you know cylinder है, तो as we go on increasing the radius, the areas are changing. तो कौन सा area से क्या solve करना है? So we saw that there are the final calculation is always done on can be done in two ways. One is based on the inside area, the other one is based on the outside area, and we completely solved our problem based on the outside area uh, assumption. Then we discussed which term is having significant contribution. Is it the inside film coefficient, outside film coefficient, or it's the thermal conductivity? And we have some rough estimates over here, and we can strongly see that the outside film dominates the overall heat transfer coefficient. Then we move to the next part where we said we know Q, we know delta T LMTD, we know U naught. Now we will find out the area required. This is a typical setup of any heat exchanger design problem. And then we understood what happens when we go from counter flow to parallel flow, or rather we go from parallel to counter flow, how counter flow is more effective or more efficient than the parallel flow. We understood using the temperature gradient or the temperature profiles. And then we thought, or you have been asked to resolve the same problem, this time considering that benzene is flowing in the inner tube and water is flowing in the annulus. So apart from Rutuja, anyone else, have you tried solving the problem? Yes, Sai Kiran, Kaushik, Praneeth.
Sir, for only water we have done.
Okay, no problem. Then we'll start again. Okay, we'll redo it everything over here. Okay, so then we have some more problems to discuss today, so we'll be very quick. So take out your calculators and let's start solving it. All right. So what I will do is I'll simply have the calculations in front of you. Use a different ink, say orange. All right. So now water will go into the annulus region, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what velocity do you get for water?
0.3208 meter per
Okay.
second.
Is everyone getting the same velocity? I think the hydraulic diameter was this. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And CP value was 0.8. So what is the Reynolds number coming out?
6416.
Okay. Prandtl number remains the same. It was 4 point something or 5 point?
5.367.
Yeah, 5.367. Okay, good. We'll hold this for a while. Now we'll go to benzene. What is the flow rate of benzene that is coming out? Velocity of benzene?
0.9667.
667. Okay, great. So what will be the Reynolds number? I think 0.021 times 0.967, 830. And what was the viscosity for benzene?
0.37 centipoise.
37 10 to the power minus 3. Can anyone calculate this value for me?
54539. Sorry, sir. 45539.
4559. Okay. And the Prandtl number will be 4 point something, right? 4.5?
4.15.
4.15. Okay. It really doesn't change with the geometry. Now, okay. So now if you just think of, let's say we are using the same relation, doesn't make it will make some difference, but just for sake of comparison, having a good comparison, what if I use the same relation? So you see 0.023 6416 power 0.8 times 5.367 to the power 0.4, and this will be a very big number to the power 0.8, and this to the power this particular term to the power 0.33. In the previous case, both the Reynolds number were almost comparable. I mean, okay, for benzene, what was the Reynolds number? It was roughly around 14,000, and for water also it was somewhere around 23,000. So both were in the same order of magnitude, but here the benzene's flow rate, I mean the benzene's Reynolds number has increased like anything, meaning that this term yeah, benzene's term will now govern everything. It is clearly visible. You do the calculations, you try doing it yourself. There is a 10 order of magnitude difference between these two values for benzene and water. Now benzene is flowing through the inner pipe, so this will now completely govern everything. And second problem that comes out is uh, one fluid at a very high RE, other one at a very low RE. Should we really go for it or not? And then one more thing that has to be considered is the pumping cost also for your heat exchanger. So these are some points that have to be uh, uh, seen, and based on this we judge which fluid to be kept in the inner pipe and which fluid to be kept in the annulus. We will be discussing this in our coming lectures. I will be having a presentation where we'll discuss it for the shell and tube heat exchanger, but you can apply the same thing to double pipe heat exchanger. I mean, it's more or less valid for both. So it talks about the pumping costs involved. It talks about the fouling, the corrosion that the fluids can cause. So I can just give you a very small analogy, and you will understand how this deciding thing has to be done. So let's say I have two fluids, A and B. Okay, A is highly corrosive, and B is not so corrosive. Now, in the double pipe heat exchanger, in which pipe should I keep A? Would anyone like to give a guess? What do you think? क्या लगता है कौन से pipe में A fluid को रखना चाहिए? Should we keep it in the inner pipe or should we flow it through the annulus?
इनर पाइप जो हाईली करोसिव होगा वो.
एग्जैक्टली क्यों? क्योंकि अगर कुछ खराब हुआ तो मैं सिंपली इनर पाइप को बदल दूंगा. अगर वो एन्युलस में फ्लो हुआ तो इट विल डैमेज बोथ द इनर पाइप एज वेल एज द आउटर पाइप. तो बेसिकली आई हैव टू चेंज द होल सेटअप. करेक्ट. ऑल्सो मुझे पता है इनर पाइप खराब होने वाला है, तो उसमें उसका टाइम टू टाइम मेंटेनेंस करते रहूंगा. सो इट इज इजी एज द एरिया इन्वॉल्व इज लेस. एंड अगर वो एन्युलस में होता तो मुझे पूरा का पूरा इक्विपमेंट का ही क्लीनिंग करते बैठना पड़ता, तो ज्यादा कॉस्ट आता. सो वी विल हैव दिस डिस्कशन वेरी सून, मे बी नेक्स्ट कमिंग लेक्चर्स. एंड from there, and we'll also incorporate the ideas of the how U has been changed when we transfer the fluids from shell to tube, or in this case from inner to annulus or annulus to inner, vice versa thing. So the idea of giving you this problem was to make you understand the full process or the full designing of a heat exchanger. What are all the steps involved in designing? So I hope this has given you sufficient motivation and understanding to solve any heat transfer problem. I mean, sorry, any double pipe heat exchanger problem. So in the next agenda of today's class, we'll have some pardon me, we'll have some more gate problems to discuss. So I hope my screen is visible. So
Yes, sir.
get ready with your pen, paper and calculator. Now we'll be discussing some very short gate problems that that have started coming in the recent years, in the last 3 or 4 years. Okay. So this is the first problem of our today's discussion. I hope it's visible. So it's from the gate to 2020, and the problem reads as follows. A fluid is heated from 40 to 60 degrees in a counter current double pipe heat exchanger. Hot fluid enters at 100 degrees and exits at 70 degrees. So the heat from this hot fluid is exchanged with this cold fluid. What is the log mean temperature difference? Pretty much straightforward question. Just make a block diagram like this. This is getting heated from 40 to 60. It's a counter current, so the other fluid should enter from the other side, 100, exit from this side, 70. So here the temperature difference is 40. Here it is 30. Delta T LMTD will be which is long. Yeah. So guys, calculate and let me know the value.
Zero point 0.0287.
Okay, 0.02. एक मिनट, बहुत छोटी वैल्यू नहीं बता रहे हो आप?
नहीं, हाँ सॉरी, हाँ
34.76.
उल्ट
हाँ हाँ, yeah, 34 point something, correct. So try to round up your answer to the decimal places that has been asked in the problem. ठीक है, that will keep you, से आपको practice होते रहेगी. कितना बोला? two decimal places तक. So
76. 34.76.
yeah, answer is 34.76. And in the GATE exam, all the answers, I think plus minus कुछ percent होता है. So yeah, the answer comes out to be 34.76 degrees Celsius. And don't worry, GATE में अगर किसी का 34.7 आ रहा है तो भी उसको पूरे मार्क्स मिल जाते हैं इस क्वेश्चन में. You have to अंडरस्टैंड कि गेट वाले एक लिमिट देते. सो आई गेस फॉर दिस प्रॉब्लम द लिमिट वाज 34.2 से लेके 35.2. So any value between this would be considered as the correct answer. All right. तो यहाँ पे तुम देख रहे हो कि हमने LMTD का कॉन्सेप्ट समझा था, तुम लोगों ने बहुत ही आसानी से इसको अप्लाई कर दिया. अब मैं एक और क्वेश्चन डालूंगा LMTD का ही, जो ये साल की गेट में आया था. एंड नाउ यू विल अंडरस्टैंड क्यों कॉन्सेप्ट समझना बहुत जरूरी है. ऑल राइट. सो ये गेट 2021 का क्वेश्चन है. एक डबल पाइप हीट एक्सचेंजर है जिसकी लेंथ दी हुई है. एक हॉट फ्लूइड है जो एन्युलस में है. कोल्ड फ्लूइड जो है वो इनर पाइप में है. एंड उनके टेम्परेचर प्रोफाइल्स एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ लेंथ दे रखे हैं इन्होंने. एंड दे आर आस्किंग यू व्हाट इज द लॉगरिथमिक मीन टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस फॉर दिस. प्रॉब्लम समझ में आया ना? Okay, great. You can unmute and speak. Fine, guys. We are a class of small. We are a very small group. We can have live discussions. We should encourage it. I strongly encourage it. So you guys can speak. No problem. समझ में आया होगा, नहीं आया हो तो बाकी लोगों के लिए मैं फिर से बताता हूँ. हम लोगों ने LMTD की कॉन्सेप्ट परसों के क्लास में देखी थी. There we said that how temperature varies with x, we need some function for it, and then we used integration to approximate it. Right now in this particular problem they have directly given you the function as a function of x, temperature, hot temperature as a function of x, cold temperature as a function of x, and now they are asking you to find out the log mean temperature difference, the LMTD value, log mean value. So if you know the approach, how we started with our derivation, you can easily go and solve this problem. So let me start. एक बहुत ही आसान तरीका इसको सॉल्व करने का ऐसा होगा कि आप सीधे सीधे टेम्परेचर से निकाल दो. कैसा हीट एक्सचेंजर है? हीट एक्सचेंजर डबल पाइप है. Okay, so this point is x equal to 0, this point is x equal to L. At x equal to 0, hot का टेम्परेचर है 80, कोल्ड का टेम्परेचर है 20. At x equal to L, ये भी मीटर्स में ही है, and this length is 10 meters. So put the value of 10 over here. ये कितना आएगा 50, and ये कितना होगा 40, something like this. इधर कितना हुआ टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस 10, इधर कितना है टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस 60. सीधा सीधा डेल्टा टी एलएमटीडी का फॉर्मूला लगा दो. 60 minus 10 over logarithm ln of 60 by 10, 50 by ln 6 turns out something to be now 27.9. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
एक और, अगर अब किसी को डाउट आ रहा है, अगर मतलब ये तो एक तरीका होगा. Someone can also do it like this. हम लोगों ने जैसे डेरिवेशन में किया था. What was delta t at any point?
Five x minus 60.
अब इसको इंटीग्रेट कर लो. This is at a given x, you need to average it out. So वेरिएबल सेपरेशन करो, इंटीग्रेशन कर लो, वहां से भी सॉल्व कर लो. ठीक है. I mean, this becomes slightly a lengthy approach. ये थोड़ा सा लेंदी होता है, लेकिन आगे चल के अगर किसी और साल इन्होंने कुछ प्रॉब्लम दिया जिसमें इक्वेशंस आर और द प्रॉब्लम हैज बीन सेट इन सच अ वे कि आपको यही अप्रोच उस समय सही होगा, तो डेरिवेशन आपको पता रहेगा तो आप 1 मिनट में सॉल्व कर लोगे. ओके, वी नो डेल्टा टी, हमें इधर एक्स का फंक्शन लेना है, उधर एक्स का फंक्शन लेना है, एंड वी सिंपली नीड टू सॉल्व इट. ठीक है. So what you need to do is you take the differential and you try to solve it. So this will be a slightly lengthy approach, but ठीक है, मैंने दोनों अप्रोच आपको बता दिए. Now we'll have another interesting problem. ये आया था गेट 2019 में. So इसमें दो हीट एक्सचेंजर्स दिए हैं, दोनों के दोनों काउंटर करंट हीट एक्सचेंजर्स है. ठीक है. और सारे टेम्परेचर्स जो है वो आपको दे रखे हैं. जो कोल्ड है उसको स्मॉल टी से डिनोट किया है, कोल्ड स्ट्रीम्स को स्मॉलर लेटर्स में डिनोट किया है, एंड हॉट स्ट्रीम जो है उसको कैपिटल में डिनोट किया है. सो कैपिटल टी इन इज द हॉट फ्लूइड, इन टेम्परेचर उसका फ्लो रेट है एफ इन, स्मॉल एफ और स्मॉल एफ इज द कोल्ड फ्लूइड इनसाइड इन, स्मॉल टी इज इसका टेम्परेचर, एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. उन्होंने आगे क्या कहा है कि इनलेट स्ट्रीम कंडीशंस and overall heat transfer coefficients are identical in both the designs. So think of it कि जब इन्होंने ये कहा है और ये कहा है, इसका मतलब क्या होता है? The heat transfer areas in design 1 and design 2 are this. इनका कहना है कि U1 and U2 are same, and this is having area 1 and this is having some other area 2. There are no such heat losses and both the designs are feasible. Which of the following statement is true? So you see that input output temperatures are same, the flow rates are same. Okay, U1 is equal to U2, and now you need to comment on the areas and temperatures. So I will just mark out the values that are same. बस इसका आउटपुट टेम्परेचर चेंज हो रहा है. So I will just circle it out. All right. So इनमें से कौन से केसेस आपको सही लग रहा है, ये आपका क्वेश्चन है. क्वेश्चन समझ में आया सबको?
Yes, sir.
ओके,
Yes, sir.
U1 U2 सेम है, तो आप सिंपली इक्वेशन लिख सकते हो Q इज इक्वल टू यू ए डेल्टा टी। ठीक है, यहाँ पे आप Q1 डाल दो, now you need to comment on this particular thing. So I'll give you guys around 2-3 minutes, think over it, and then I will discuss the solution. Okay, so to start this out, we'll take the overall energy balances on both the designs. So on the left hand side, I'm writing it for the design 1, and we'll do the same for design 2. So here I start with, this is for the cold fluid, Fin into Cp of the cold fluid into delta T, which is T out minus T in, has to be equal to the flow rate of the hot fluid times its specific heat times the delta T. So T in minus T out. I'm writing a suffix 1 over here because this value is changed for both the design. For the other design, the expression will be pretty much same. And this is Cph T in minus T out 2. If you see the left hand sides on both these sides, like this and this are same. So I can now equate this with this, and if I equate them, what I will get is and this essentially suggests that, or this particular expression will only and only be valid when T out 1 has to be equal to T out 2. So the first condition that we get is that this has to be same. There are only two options that that can give me, so option B and option D. Only these two options have it, so these two are eliminated. Now that we have discussed it, what will be the condition on area that will hold true? So I again give you guys another couple of minutes to think of on the correlation or the relation between the areas. Okay, so if you take a closer look at the design 2, यहाँ पे देखो ओवरऑल हीट बैलेंस में डिजाइन 1 एंड डिजाइन 2 के इसमें तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आ रहा है, बट यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, some part of the input stream is purged directly over here to maintain that T out same. So अगर मैं सिर्फ हीट एक्सचेंजर कंसिडर करूंगा, ये डॉटेड एरिया, तो इधर से जो टेम्परेचर आ रहा होगा, let's say it as T out prime, this temperature has to be for sure greater than T out, तभी तो इसमें एक ठंडा फ्लूइड मिक्स हो रहा है एंड फाइनल टेम्परेचर T out आ रहा है, which is, do you agree this? इसमें एक ठंडा टेम्परेचर मिक्स हो रहा है Tn, इस टी आउट डैश के फ्लूइड में एक और फ्लूइड मिक्स हो रहा है जिसका टेम्परेचर 3 है, सेम फ्लूइड, एंड देन हमें टी आउट मिल रहा है. सो दिस टेम्परेचर टी आउट डैश हैज टू बी ग्रेटर देन टी आउट. सो इन अ वे अगर हम तो हीट एक्सचेंजर के अक्रॉस अगर हम बैलेंस लेंगे तो हमें ये पता चलेगा कि this temperature, that is temperature of the cold fluid that is coming out is greater in design 2 than in design 1, meaning that the delta T of 2, the delta T means the delta T LMTD of 2 has to be greater than that of delta T1. Overall heat balances से हमें पता चल गया कि Q's are same. Now we know a relation between this, so obviously area 1 has to be less than area. तभी ये वैलिड होगा. Are you guys getting it? Heat exchanger is actually working more. ठीक है, मतलब ज्यादा हीट ट्रांसफर कर रहा है वो, सब कुछ सेम है बाकी उसका, तो वो कैसे करेगा? डेल्टा टी ज्यादा कहाँ से कैसे ला पाएगा? ऑब्वियसली उसमें ज्यादा एरिया मिल रहा होगा उसको, इसीलिए वो ज्यादा टेम्परेचर तक हीट कर पा रहा था. लेट मी पुट इन सम नंबर्स. ये 20 डिग्री से 30 डिग्री तक हीट हो रहा था. ये हीट एक्सचेंजर सेम फ्लो रेट को 20 डिग्री से 45 डिग्री तक हीट कर रहा था, एंड देन वी वर मिक्सिंग, एंड दैट टू अ पार्ट ऑफ द फ्लो रेट. ये भी नहीं कि फुल फ्लो रेट, ये इसका एक पार्ट पर्ज हो रहा है, तो उसका छोटा सा पार्ट कोई ज्यादा टेम्परेचर तक हीट कर रहा है, एंड देन बचा हुआ पार्ट हम पर्ज करके मिक्स करके 30 डिग्रीज ला रहे हैं. तो ऑब्वियसली इसमें ज्यादा हीट ट्रांसफर एरिया मिल रहा होगा इसको, इसमें ज्यादा हीट ट्रांसफर एरिया मिल रहा होगा सेकेंड डिजाइन में, इसीलिए वो ये कर पा रहा होगा कि कम फ्लो रेट को भी ज्यादा इसमें हीट कर रहा है. डू यू गाइस एग्री?
Yes, sir.
ऑब्वियसली दिस वोंट बी द केस.
Yes,
अगर
sir.
ये केस होती तो ये टी आउट डैश जो है वो टी आउट से बड़ा नहीं होता, ये तो क्लियर था. सो वी आर ऑलरेडी लेफ्ट विद दिस, बट व्हाई ओनली दिस, इसका भी मैंने रीजन एक और बार एक्सप्लेन कर लिया. इज इट क्लियर? तो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम सजेस्टिंग कि आप फुल फ्लेश प्रॉब्लम्स जितने बार सॉल्व करोगे, जितने ज्यादा फुल प्रॉब्लम्स को आप प्रैक्टिस करते रहोगे, उतना अच्छा आपको गेट में ही होगा. अब देखो जैसे पिछला वाला क्वेश्चन था, उसमें भी एलएमटीडी की कॉन्सेप्ट आपको पता होनी चाहिए, वरना तो उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से कंफ्यूज करने के लिए आपको डाल रखा था. बहुत आराम से आप कंफ्यूज हो जाते कि यार ये तो पता नहीं क्या एक्सप्रेशन दे रखा है, y इज इक्वल टू mx प्लस c टाइप, इसको कैसे करेंगे? बट कुछ नहीं, आप जिस x इक्वल टू 0 l के ऊपर वैल्यू डालो, आपको कॉन्सेप्ट पता है, आपने तुरंत सॉल्व कर लिया उसको. इस प्रॉब्लम में भी आपको कॉन्सेप्ट्स अगर और जितना प्रैक्टिस होगा उतना ज्यादा इजीली इसको सॉल्व कर सकते हो. अगेन दिस वाज अ 2 मार्क एमसीक्यू. पिछला वाला क्वेश्चन भी 2 मार्क्स का था. लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. ओके, ऑलराइट. सो अगेन एक और क्वेश्चन आया था 2019 के गेट में ऑन डबल पाइप हीट एक्सचेंजर, बट इसमें कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग बात है. सो हैव अ रीड ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन. आई मीन प्लीज रीड इट once. Then I will just pause. So in this particular problem, the specific heats for both the streams are given. Both the temperatures, input and output temperatures for the hot fluid is given, and the input temperature for the cold fluid is given, and its flow rate is given. So the things that we don't know is the flow rate of A, and for fluid B, its exit temperature. ये दो चीजें हमें पता नहीं है. And we know U, we know A. डेल्टा टी AMTD में ये एक चीज हमें पता नहीं है. And now we have three equations, and rather we have two equations and two unknowns. कौन से दो equations है, कौन से दो unknowns है, I'm just coming to it. So the two equations that I have are, first one is heat exchanger duty same होती है. So Q is equal to MA CPA. MA निकालना है तो MA ऐसे ही रखा है, CPA की वैल्यू 2000 है, into delta T. This has to be equal to MB, which is 1, CPB, which is 1000, times delta T. So this is getting heated, so I will write it as TB out minus 40. So this is the first expression that we have. The second expression that we have is Q is equal to UA delta T AMTD. Which is equal to U की वैल्यू दे रखी है 250, एरिया इज 8 meters, वैसा 8 times TA in 90 plus TA out 45 by 2 minus TB in 40 plus TB out by 2. I hope we are not doing any sort of mistake till now. The idea is to first calculate the value of TB out by using these two equations, by using this equation over here. Q is equal to 1000 times TB out minus 40, and Q is equal to this, equating them. So 1000 times TB out minus 40 is equal to 250 into 8 will be 2000 times 135 by 2, that will be this will be 45 and 67.5. Okay, this will be minus 45 to 20 minus TB by 2. Simple linear equation. Just shift all the TB on one side, all the terms with TB on one side, the other constants on the other side, and you can get out the value of TB out to be 67 point 67.5. Yeah, we'll get this value of TB out. Once the value of TB out is known, use it in this expression, find out the value of Q. So this expression will be 27.5 into 1000 divided by 2000 into 45, and you will get the value of MA, which is coming out to be 0.31. I hope everyone was able to solve it. Now we'll move to the next problem. This was asked in 2017 GATE. It says in a heat exchanger with inner diameter of tube as 25 mm and the outer diameter as 30 mm, overall heat transfer coefficient based on inner area, see this term inner area coming over here, is 360, and what is the overall heat transfer coefficient based on the outer area? This has been asked. So we had discussed this concept in the last class. So I give you guys around 2 minutes to solve it. So I'll pause this video for a while and then discuss the solution. Okay. So in this question, we don't have to solve anything in detail. We are simply given the values based on the inner area. So ui is given, and we are asked to find out the value of uo. As we already know, q is equal to ua delta t lmtd, and this particular ua can be calculated on two bases: the inner a and the outside area, based on the inner area and outside area. And this product has to be same, because we are just taking it as a basis. That doesn't mean that the values are going to be changed, right? So ui ai has to be equal to u naught a naught. ui is given to be 360. What will be the area? Area will be pi d I into L. This has to be equal to u naught, which has to be found out, times pi do into L. L and pi getting cancelled. So our value of u naught now equals 360 times di, this is 25, divided by 30. So since this is getting cancelled, so units are not mattering much over here. It's 12 times 25, which comes out to be 30. So the answer is 300 watt per meter square degree Celsius. This was again, I guess, a 2-mark and numerical value type question, which came in GATE 2017. All right. So with this, we stop our today's discussion. We had around 5 to 6 problems. We had 5 problems that were asked in the recent 5 years of the GATE exam. And I hope this motivates you to solve the full-fledged problems, because the idea is that take out some small concept from the full problem, make some twistings here, there, and ask it in the GATE exam. So the more and more practice you do for your full problems, the better results you will get in, or rather I will say